I love the art.
You can see ruins of the gas chamber and crematory building number 2. You've seen model of this gas chamber inside block number 4, but you've seen this model from the other side. After a selection process on a ramp, all those people who are unfit for labor, victims, they were forced to walk the same path we walked a minute before. From those two gates over there, victims had to walk inside. It was like a small courtyard over here. These steps, this is just part of the monument today. Victims had to stand over there in the back at the end. First, they had to go downstairs to underground changing room. Inside this changing room, they were forced to undress themselves. We know that there are even hooks, benches, and numbers. Victims were told that they have to remember where they left their clothes, because after taking a bath, after disinfection, they have to take their clothes back. When they were naked, they were forced to enter to another underground room. This room was over there on the other side. This was underground gas chamber with holes in the ceiling, metal chimneys, where doctors poured crystals with Cyclone B. Inside this one room, they were able to kill even 2,000 victims in just 15, maximum 20 minutes. After the whole killing process, Sonderkommando prisoners, first they were forced to remove golden teeth, they were forced to shave victims' heads. After that, they were forced to burn dead bodies inside crematory building. Crematory building number 2 was over there on your left side. On the other side of this building, they got 2 big holes in the ground. You can see this big grass over there. They poured ashes over there. When they got a lot of ashes, they loaded ashes into big trucks and they poured ashes mostly to Soa or Wisła rivers. Right now we are between 2 rivers, and it was very convenient for Kappa authorities because they were able to isolate this place even more. They poured ashes mostly to those 2 rivers, but not only. Last killing process here was in October-November, we don't know exact date, but October-November 1944. After that time, camp authorities wanted to destroy all evidence, like nothing really special happened here, it was just a concentration camp for prisoners. So they transported furnaces from here to Third Reich. They destroyed more than 90% of the documents, and around a week before the liberation, they decided to destroy those two gas chambers. They blown them up. And today, you can see those ruins like they were left 79 years ago. So ladies and gentlemen, right now we're gonna walk along the ruins. You're going to see them as well from the other side. And next I would like to show you the oldest part ever built here, sector number 1, sector for women. Follow me. Here you can see sector number 1. As you remember, this was sector for women. You know that all prisoners had to work. It was hard physical job for 10-11 hours. And if some of the women were too weak to work, they were transported here to this block, block number 25. This block was called block of death because inside women had to wait for empty gas chamber and crematory building. If there was a transport on a ramp, sometimes they had to wait a few days, sometimes more than a week. This block was completely full. Those women were left outside. And I don't know if you've noticed, there's a courtyard over there. This block was isolated. It was locked. Nobody was able to help those women. Those who wanted to give them some food, water, something, somebody saw this. That person was right away inside this block, so it was a death sentence. If you are talking about brick living barracks, they look pretty the same as this one. Some of them got concrete or brick floor. In this one you can see wooden floor. This floor is not original, this is only for visiting purpose, but inside you can see 3 level bunk beds over here. Officially, we know that from official documents, 3 to 4 prisoners on each level due to the plan and official documents, but in many memories testimonies we can read that there are even 5, 6 prisoners on each level. There was no running water inside this block and many other brick living barracks as well. So prisoners at night, they got only buckets they were able to use. So you can see horrible conditions. Conditions were much worse than in Auschwitz I. This is only one brick over here. Sometimes you can see through those bricks. It was very cold during the winter time, very hot during the summer time. Inside one brick living barrack, there could be even 600 prisoners. So ladies and gentlemen, right now I'm going to give you some time. You can walk all around over there on the other side. You can see this place a little better. And in a moment we will stop and I'm going to tell you about the liberation. Okay? From the whole complex and subcamps, they evacuated around 60,000 prisoners. Prisoners who were strong enough to work inside different concentration camps inside Germany. They knew they're gonna lose Second World War, they needed hands to work. They destroyed gas chambers, crematory buildings, and more than 90% of the documents. As you remember, we don't have full documentation. This camp was liberated on January 27, 1945. Soviet armies liberated here around 7,000 prisoners. Prisoners who were too weak to join evacuations earlier. Later, those evacuations were named as death marches because we know that around 11,000 prisoners died during those evacuations. Usually, they used trains to transport prisoners, but often prisoners had to walk many kilometers to the closest concentration camp. For example, one of those camps was Grossrosen. Today this is a museum, but very close to today's German border. Doctors with Red Cross opened hospitals in Auschwitz I after the liberation. They tried to heal those people. Those who survived, those who were in a better shape, better conditions, they went home. But around 500 prisoners passed away after the liberation, and their mass grave is not very far from Arbeit macht frei gate. So the only thing I can say to you right now that Auschwitz-Birkenau is a consequence of what we can see even today in everyday life. We can see somebody who wants to be a leader, who wants to join election, write his program like Hitler, add little hate to other people, and in consequence we have Auschwitz-Birkenau, because this place started from hate to others, and this hate had started way before the Second World War. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming today to our museum, and I hope this visit won't be the last. Thank you very much.